I'm gonna try to video every day. I definitely messed up on some things the last video, but today I'm gonna try to fix some of that. I'm also gonna talk about from when I first started to now, and there's a lot to it. It might be a little bit a longer video, but tomorrow is gonna be a fun vlog. I feel like you guys will like that. So we're gonna start with when I first started, from back when I started. So November 18th, 2019, I went to my first class to watch. I played competitive softball, so I wanted to do jiu-jitsu to stay in shape during the off season of softball. I was very competitive about softball. I did a lot of softball. I went to the World Series one time. I was on a travel team, and I liked softball a lot. I didn't think I could replace softball at all. It was like I loved softball, and I didn't think I could replace it. November 18th, 2019, it was like, okay, I'm gonna try the 2 weeks. So we tried the 2 weeks. I went in that next morning to the morning class. I was kind of scared because I was seeing that class beforehand. I saw guys doing cross collar tricks from mount, and I was like, what is going on? I had no idea what was going on. I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna try it. It doesn't hurt to try. So I tried it. I liked it. I ended up doing it. I kept going for it, and it was super fun, and I loved it. But I still played softball because I didn't want to like give up the fact that I liked jiu-jitsu more than softball, so I continued doing softball a lot. January 2nd, 2019, I got my first stripe. I was 14 then, so I was still in kids belt, so I got my stripes really fast. I was so excited because I was seeing all the people around me getting promoted or getting their belts, and I was in an adult class, so I was with all the adult people because my brother joined with me, and so I ended up going to the adult class because my mom wanted me going there, which I'm really happy I did. But anyways, I got my first stripe January 2nd. January 4th, I went to my first competition to support our team that was competing, and I did not know what to expect. I had no idea. So that was super fun. And I went and I was like, oh my gosh, this looks so fun. Like, I was seeing people like compete, and it was so like, it was fun to watch. It was really fun to watch because people were doing all these moves I've never seen before, seeing all the kids compete. I was like, I want to compete. So I decided I was going to do my first competition. I was looking at the competitions, and I was like, there's nothing even close to us. So I couldn't find anything, and I was like, all right, I'm just going to keep waiting. July 16th, we could keep going until some fun things happened. July 16th, my fourth stripe, 2020, I got my fourth stripe. I was super happy. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get my belt. I'm so happy. I put a lot of time into it. Like, I was putting so much time into it. It was a lot. August 28th, I got diagnosed with lupus and kidney disease, and that's when everything went downhill. I was feeling really sick. I was exhausted. I had a lot of water weight on me. I had to go to the hospital, in and out of the hospital constantly. And that's when everything went downhill for jiu-jitsu because I couldn't train as much. I was in a lot of pain and in and out. I'm going to talk more about my lupus and my kidney disease later on because it is a lot to deal with. For a couple years, I was in and out of the hospital, and that's when things went downhill. I love jiu-jitsu. I couldn't play softball anymore because of that. And after I slowly started getting better, I realized that with jiu-jitsu, that's where I wanted to be. That's where I wanted to stay focused at. I was like, this is what I love. This is what makes me happy. Like, jiu-jitsu made my depression completely, like, I could tolerate it then, and it made me really happy. I went when I could, when I was feeling okay. I started teaching the kids class somewhere around that time, helping out. Let's see. I did my first competition May 21st. I was gonna wait until everything settled down with my lupus because everything was still going really strong there. It was very hard. I did my first competition May 22nd, 2021. And so that was rough for me. I did my first competition, I got second place, but there was only 2 people in my bracket counting me. So there's only 1 other person. So I lost and got second. But it was super fun. I could not wait anymore. I was like, I want to compete so bad. It was so fun. And so I did my first competition when I was going through all that stuff and was in and out of the hospital constantly. Somewhere between August 2021, I realized that, like, I'm fast forwarding a lot right now because a lot of the big part of my lupus and from now is like a lot of that big part is like a different story and it's a lot to go over. So I want to make that a separate video. So we're kind of fast forwarding pretty fast, but I'm gonna talk about that later on in the next video. Somewhere between August 2021, I started training. I was getting better with lupus. I started finally getting on the good part of lupus, and I started training way more, putting my heart into it. I got promoted to a yellow belt somewhere between then, and I turned 16, and then that's it for kids belts at 16. But somewhere between August 2021, I realized that, like, this is what I want to do for my life. This is absolutely what I want to do. Like, I want to become a world champion. I want to pursue in this. I think this is my lifestyle. Like, most people want to go to college, want to go to this. This is my lifestyle. This is what I want to do. This is what I want in the future. And I decided that, and I knew it was going to be a huge step for me to do that. And that's when I really fell in love with the sport. I already loved it a lot, and it meant a lot to me. But this is where I was like, shoot, this is really what I want. It was like a click. I was like, this is really what I want. And I was training every day. I was training as hard as I could. I was walking out there sweating, like crying because I'm tired or I was frustrated at something, and I swear I really put my time into it. October 9th, I got my blue belt from Professor Guy Mendez. We trained under them. I trained at the Jiu-Jitsu Institute in NC, but he came down for a seminar. He promoted me to my blue belt, and I was super happy. I was waiting for the moment I got promoted to my blue belt. That's all I wanted. Like, I was so excited, and I loved being there. It was an awesome seminar. It made my mind blown. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, I love this, and I want to train there one day. November 13th, 2021, I won my first competition. I went to that was my second competition. It might have been my third competition. I lost the other ones. But my third competition, November 13th, first gold. I won my first gold. I had 2 people in my bracket, 3 counting me. So there was one girl that was my weight, and I'm still friends with her to this day. We went against each other. She's been training way longer than I have. I beat her. And then some girl jumped up to our weight bracket. She weighed more than we did. Way more than we did. And I won that one. And Nogi, I won both matches again. I went against her again, and I won double gold, which was awesome. Super happy about that. It's a big deal for me. October 1st, 2022, my first IBJJF competition. I won 1 second and 3 third places. So I had a decent amount of people. I think I had 4 people in my bracket for gi, and I didn't do my best. It was my first IBJJF. Like, super excited, but like, it was a lot. It was a lot to handle because it was like, I knew IBJJF was top notch, and I wanted to compete there. It was in Charlotte. I didn't do the best. Like I said, like, it took me a while to start winning my competitions, and even to this day, I still struggle with it. But I won 1 second, 3 third. I went to open brackets because I was still in juvenile. I was like 16 then, 16. And it was super fun. And then I went to Charleston, and got second, but I only had 1 other person in my bracket. And then for my open division, I had 3 people in my bracket, and I won 1 and then lost the second one, and I got second. That was like a month later after Charlotte. And so when I was competing in IBJJF, like a lot of it was like this really like made my mind start to like process things. Like it made me realize like I want this to be my future. And even though I was losing, I still had a pretty like I had a bad mindset. 100% had a bad mindset about winning or losing, and it sucked. But like it is super like it was like I remember my friend Amber, she told me, she's like, you when you go against this one girl, I went against this one girl constantly. Every single time we were in a competition, we went against each other, and she's really good. And she's like, when you go against her, your whole technique changes. You're not yourself, and you just like have the mindset of you're just gonna get beat. So that was really hard for me to understand, and that's when I realized I had to work on my mindset. Working my mindset was really hard. That was probably the most challenging thing in the world, like trying to get the right mindset for that. And to this day I still struggle with that. Like I've gotten way better, but I'll talk about that later on. So my mindset was horrible. So that was 2022, my first IBJJF. 2023, March 22nd, I did my first PANS, IBJJF PANS, which is a huge competition in the world, huge. And that, I was super confident. I trained so hard, and during that time, my knee was giving me a little issues. I don't know exactly why. I kind of just pushed it away. I went to this PT place called Change the Game Performance, and they helped me a lot. And so my knee got better, way better. I was lifting, I was getting stronger. I was cutting weight for Rooster, I only had to lose like 4 pounds, but it was hard for me because I didn't have much to lose. So I was cutting for that and lifting at the same time and training like 3 times a day. It was rough. It was rough for my body. I was like, by the end of it, I was like tired, but I felt really confident. I was looking at my bracket. I was like, okay, I can win this. So I went into my first match. She was doing judo throws. I was prepared for spider guard. Spider guard was like, I was like, okay, every little person does spider guard. I'm gonna pass guard. I'm gonna wait for them to pull guard, and they're gonna do spider guard. I'm gonna pass spider guard. So the whole entire time I was prepping for 3 months for this, and I was like trying to pass spider guard, and it was like rough. I was like tired. My hands were hurting. And so I walked in there. She's gonna pull guard. She did not pull guard. She was doing judo throws. I had no idea what to do for judo throws. So I was like trying to fight judo throws, like sprawling or like backing up. And the last one, I ended up turning my knee and I popped it. And I was like, oh no. And it hurt a lot. And I ended up pulling guard, and then I had a good fight, but then I lost. She ended up getting like a bunch of points on me. She's really good. I don't even know who she is anymore, but she was really good. So there was like, I think there was like 16 people in my bracket, so I did not place at all. I had to win a decent amount of wins to get placed, which was really disappointing. My mindset went downhill, extremely downhill. I was struggling really bad with like, am I good enough or this or that? So we stayed there for a week in Florida. And then I came back, and I gave myself a little break because my knee was hurting. I couldn't walk. It was a good deal of pain. My knee was really swollen. So I rehabbed my knee. It took a little while for my knee to get better. And then once it was fully better, like I have some issues about it on and off, but we rehabbed it from Change the Game Performance. I lived there constantly, and then I got better. So that was my first PANS. Did not do the best, but there's a lot to learn from, and I was really happy about it. IBJJF in October 28th, 2023. My first gold in IBJJF. I won 3 gold, and it was fun, and I had a lot of fun with that. I think I submitted every match I had. I submitted. I got 3 gold, which was awesome because I did some open divisions. I was in an adult bracket that year, and I was super happy with myself. I enjoyed it a lot. Atlanta, when I was Atlanta 2024, I won gold, and I was super happy, and I was like, I'm gonna do pants, and this is just coming up, and my mindset was going really good. I was like, okay, like, I'm excited, this is good, and had a really, really good mindset, I thought. This was this last couple months. Pans, I did pans again, pans 2024, March. I had, I think, like 26 in my bracket. I had a lot. I went up with bracket. I was light feather at that time, and that was just like a month ago. And I went in there with a pretty good mindset. I won my first match. I did really well my first match. So I went against a girl I've already gone against in October, and I beat her. And so I had this horrible mindset. I was like, all right, don't get in our close guard. Don't get in our close guard. You're going to lose. And I don't know why I did that. Don't know why. To this day, I don't know why. That was like a month ago. I don't know why. But I won my first one, and then I lost my second one. And if I won the second one, I would place third in pans. But I didn't. And that was this year. That was like a month ago. And I'm not proud of myself for that one. But I have a lot to learn from. In the end of May, I have Worlds in California, which is my first World Championship, and I'm excited for that. I have a lot to learn from. Still this day, I'm working on my mindset, and it's a lot. I'm gonna try to continue doing these videos because it is a lot, and it is a lot. So tomorrow, I'm gonna post a vlog. You guys better watch that because that sounds fun. And it's gonna be from morning to afternoon. It's not gonna be a full vlog, but I'm gonna try my best to keep posting, and I'm still trying to come up with some ideas. And I have another video with lupus. Like, I'm gonna talk about my lupus and my kidney disease, and that would be